Testing, testing. Audio. Death Metal Son, what's up? How's it going, man? I hope you're doing all right today. Figured we're about to do up for a live stream, so here we are. Try to finish off this guy right here. Grass Plays, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. So Grass Plays, what we're doing here is edge retention testing on this knife right here, the Tenable Raven. And we're going to pick it back up in about 2 minutes and see how she do. All right, T-minus 1 minute. Speaking of which, if you guys remember this guy from the last stream, the Loop Dot, holy shit, I love that thing. Yeah, anybody got anything interesting going on? I tried to run some Fortnite this morning and I got shit on. Gotcha, Grass Plays. Well, I definitely appreciate the sub. All right. So then you've been here before, right? Gotcha. What was your other account? Do I remember it? Gotcha. Oh well. Why do you guys change the name all the time? I don't get that. I never quite figured that out. Boy, this hot spot's already starting to flare up. Jesus Christ. Oh shit, hang on a second, guys. I gotta run upstairs and grab something. Because my kid is supposed to be dropping by, and I got a flashlight for him. But I forgot that it's upstairs. Okay. I am back with flashlight. Should be coming over a little bit later. Should be coming over a bit later. We'll see what time. So I hope so. It's the Tuowi that I picked up on Prime Day. Nothing special. It's a $15 light, but I've already got one that does the same thing. Only better. I've got that Workos. Yeah, Grass Plays, you're good, man. I'm used to chat running kind of slow. Yeah, I'm trying real hard to get my kid into this stuff. You know, my youngest kid definitely ain't into this shit, but my oldest kid is asking questions at the very least. And I keep picking up more of this cardboard, even though I'm running out of places to put it. So at some point, I've got to reorganize the pile and get it somewhere under control so that I can use my space, because this is kind of nuts. Technically, there's never too much. It's just I'm running out of ways to store it. If I can find another way to store this stuff, then I can stack it up to the ceiling and be fine. But I'm not quite sure how to store it anywhere else where it's not going to be dead ass in the way of everything I need to get to. That's the only problem. What you making, Grass Plays? Like I should, right, Death Metal Son? Yeah, I should have grabbed something to eat before I started this up, but I didn't. But we don't have a whole hell of a lot in the house to grab, so it is what it is. I got some emotional support water right here. At least I got that. You know, it's weird. I used to hate water by itself. It was all soda and Monster. And then one day out of the blue, it's like, I want water. I almost want nothing but water. I really wish Water Joe was still a thing. Ah, tortellinis, neat. I tell you what, Death Metal Son, that's one of the things I do not miss about drinking. Is drinking daily for extended periods and then having to apply the magic hangover cure every single time. Nice, Death Metal Son. Yeah, I've woken up with some badass hangovers. There's, I think it's a malt liquor and not a beer called Steel Reserve. Oh, the hangovers off that shit were nasty. Oh, the Steel Reserve hangovers. Holy shit. Yeah, one thing I did love was a hard apple cider. That was always really good. Those were always a nice buzz. But, yeah. But I do not miss drinking. Well, I'll tell you what, as much as I love not knowing what day of the week it is, I keep forgetting what day of the week it is. The only reason it matters is I got to go to work tomorrow. Samuel Nordyke, what's up? How you doing, man? Oh yeah, I've done a lot of blackouts. I think my least favorite thing is when you get the spins. Those suck. What cold steels have I done? Let's see, I've done the Cold Steel 4MAX Scout. I've done the Cold Steel Code 4. I think it's the 4MAX Scout and the Code 4. They both did really good. I've got a couple of Luzons, but I haven't done this with them. However, I definitely enjoyed carrying them. possible right now. Why do we do this? Yeah, I never fully understood the point behind non-alcoholic beer. I know for me it would be a huge problem. $77, what's up? How you doing, man? Yeah, I've got a feeling that tasting beer like that would be enough for me to start really, really, really wanting the real thing. Like really wanting the real thing, and either I would break and go buy the real thing, or I'd make myself miserable wanting it for a long time before I finally got over it again. I don't know if you have extra scales somewhere, or if somebody makes aftermarket scales, you could swap them out. I'm pretty sure. But I've never seen anyone making aftermarket scales for it. Because the Luzon is just a basic liner lock. The only thing is, the big Luzon is fucking huge. Oh yeah, believe me, I'm staying way away from it. I'm assuming your buck is a backlock, and I don't know how to take those apart. But I haven't gotten the $100 from YouTube yet. That should be any day now. Because I've got like $106 in the yeah, I got $106. If it doesn't pay out this month, it'll be next month. But it should be paying out any day now. If it's a liner lock, all you need is a T6 driver and a T8 driver, and you can take it apart yourself. Yeah, 106 is great. What I'm doing is I'm saving up for Blade Show, Death Metal Son. So I don't know what knife I'll buy with it, but I need money to go to Blade Show next year. This year, I would have had a great time at Blade Show, but all the money I had for Blade Show went into fixing my wife's car and then paying the mortgage. Basically, I need as much as I can possibly save up. It's not just to get there and back, it's to buy most of the knives that I'm going to be reviewing for the rest of the year. It is to buy most of the knives I'm going to be reviewing for the rest of the year. So, because like just getting there and back, I live right next to Blade Show. It doesn't cost me hardly anything to go up there, and tickets are like $35 for a day or 100 some odd bucks for all 3 days. So that's not the issue. That's just like this year. I had no money in the account to go. I didn't even have money for a ticket, but I could have bought a ticket and gone up there, but without buying anything, there's not really much of a point. I think last year when I went, I had something like $1,300 to work with. And while the knife selection there wasn't what it was the year before that, you know, I've still got a shitload of knives to check out from Blade Show, alongside the stuff that's come in since then. Which is part of what really hurts about the live stream views being down so low. You know, instead of having like 30 or 40 people watching right now, we got 5. With that drop in viewership, the channel income is about a quarter of what it used to be. You know, it used to be about $200 a month. It used to be about $200 a month, something like that. Most months, and now it's dropped down to about 50 a month, and the majority of that is ad revenue trickling in very slowly. You know, and don't get me wrong. It's not that I am not grateful, and it's not that I'm trying to sound like a whiner. No, I don't recommend gas station knives unless you think they're funny. If you find one you think is funny, then have at it. But as far as a daily carry and a quality knife, nah. I've played with a ton of them. They only show up because I think they're funny. Yeah, there was a lot of people last year, and this year, if I'm ever at a gas station that sells knives, you better believe I'm going to be looking to see if there's a decent one. You better believe. But yeah, there were a lot of people last year. Yeah, but for the same price, you can get something much nicer that even if you abuse it and lose it, you're not out any more money. Because gas stations tend to overcharge for their knives by a hell of a lot. And I'm not going to be filming inside a gas station where someone is not expecting it and probably doesn't appreciate being on camera. But I lost track of what I was saying. But yeah, I haven't been in a gas station that sold knives in fucking eons. Yeah, and that's the thing, is like, I don't want to buy something that got overpriced. That's just like I've seen gas stations that sold vape gear that was like they were pricing it double, sometimes triple what you could buy it for at a shop. You know, like, I mean, literally double or triple what you could buy them for at a dedicated shop. You know, I got excited, went in there, and I saw the prices, and was like, no. Yeah, I think it's most definitely an American thing. Yeah, and I'd have to be looking at it myself to try to guess whether or not it's any good. And that would just be a guess, unless I know the brand that I'm looking at. But like, if you see M-Tech on it, or Tac Force, or Smith & Wesson, or something like that, your usual gas station fare, it ain't good. No, I haven't seen an ammunition vending machine. But that would be kind of funny. Ha ha, 1, 2, 3, what's up? How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just been kind of relaxing all day today, and I tried to play some Fortnite and I got shit on real bad 2 games in a row, and I was like, you know what? This apparently ain't for me today. I don't think I've seen an M-Tech multi-tool. All right, haha, we'll see you later. We've hit the ASMR portion of the stream. yeah, I've seen some of those. They don't look like my thing, but they are interesting. Oh, come on. I don't know what it is about them, but they just do not grab me by the short and curlies. They ain't got the fizz. I don't know, they don't look good. I think that's the thing, is they don't look that good. Because trust me, if I'm willing to carry a Cold Steel Mayhem in my pocket, I don't have a problem carrying large knives. It's just like if I daily carried the Luzon for a little while. You know, I don't have a problem carrying large knives. All right, Grass Plays, we'll see you later. Yeah, here's the thing, Death Metal Son. I've only got room to have one thing clipped into my pocket. All right, trying to clip both a knife and a flashlight in the same pocket don't work. Trust me, I've tried. I have tried. That being said, that Loop Gear Loop Dot that I just did a video on, holy shit, that thing is fun. And that fits in my pocket with everything else that I carry. I would really like to have a holster for a flashlight on my belt or a sheath, and I don't have that. because I have carried one tucked under the belt before, and let me tell you, super uncomfortable. Yeah, no, I've clipped one on the inside. It is extremely uncomfortable. Believe me, I have tried. Like I said, that loop gear, solved the problem. What, no, I've got those, but let's take a look at the Klaken sheath. They're small, like they're too small for a flashlight. You know, if they're small enough to fit a knife, then they're not really going to fit a flashlight. See, like this right here? It doesn't fit. So like I could buy, and here's the thing. I don't want to pay for a sheath for something like that sight unseen, because I don't know whether or not it's going to fit. Like I said, I've got the problem solved. Like I said, I've got the problem solved. You know, I can carry a flashlight with me everywhere I go now. So here's one that came with a multi-tool. The flashlight does fit. Will sanctify my water. Like I said, I'll think about it. You know, the other caveat there is I've already got stuff on my belt too. Like I said, I've already solved the problem. So there's not much to worry about there. I've already solved the problem. And if I've got a shirt with a pocket on it, If I've got a shirt with a front pocket, then I can carry a second flashlight on my O-pin. Man, this is a tiny stream. It says we got 4 people watching, which means there's 2 other people with you. There's 2 other people with you. 77's watching. 77's watching, so that's at least 1 stray. Part of the reason I do this is you guys keep me entertained while I'm doing this, so that this doesn't turn into a miserable grind. It is 1 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, so maybe that's having some effect. But usually to keep talking, I'm feeding off of you guys. Because I don't have... Yeah, I've tried watching TV, and it just doesn't hold my attention the way talking to you guys does. There's no interactivity to it. But yeah, I'm kind of feeding off of you guys to keep talking. Like, I have very little going on outside of work. Like, very little. Like, y'all don't care about, yeah. No thanks, Death Metal Son. Like, even video games aren't holding my attention for long. I wish I knew what it was, but, like, playing video games just doesn't hold my attention. Because trust me, I want to sit there and grind out levels on Fortnite. I want to grind levels because I'm like at level 68 or something like that. Evil Twin, what's up? How you doing, man? But like I can sit there and I'm good for 1 or 2 games and then I'm done. Like I want to play more. Mentally, I just can't. Hey, Evil Twin, technically I just did a knife video. God, I'm going to miss carrying that thing. Yeah, like my guys that play regularly, they're already leveled up past the point where I want to get just because at level 85, there's the John Wick skin in this battle pass. Yeah, I tend to focus on one game at a time. But yeah, I'll focus on one game at a time and only play that game until something else eventually grabs my attention. And again, like, ever since I decided to boycott Destiny 2, like Rocket League and Fortnite were just a holdover. And every time I play Rocket League, I remember why I hate Rocket League. So it's just Fortnite. And again, that was supposed to be a holdover till I found something to replace Destiny. Which kind of surprising. Bungie shutting Destiny 2 down and going into maintenance mode. Yeah, fortunately, like with Fortnite, I'm okay enough that the lobbies I get put in by myself, you know, I can do decent. And I'm just playing to relax. I'm not necessarily playing to win every single game that I play. You know, like, and of course, with Fortnite, you only got one winner. It's not like you got, say, team deathmatch structure going on where, you know, once you die, you can keep playing. You just respawn. I wish they had a team deathmatch mode. That would be nice. But, you know, like I said, I may find something else to replace Fortnite with a little bit later, and then come back to Fortnite once in a blue moon. I don't know. Well, that's the end of hour number 3. I did not order the PM2 Tonto today. This is the Tenable Raven that we were doing on the last stream that we didn't finish off. Yeah, that was a kind of short stream. So we got a 589. And a 631. Well, it's 14C28N, so I kind of expected that. I'm questioning the 631. The 589 makes more sense, but we may only get another 10 or 15 minutes out of it before it's toast. All right, we'll give it about 5 minutes. And we'll get rolling again. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Magnamax or anything like that, but I'm not keeping up with stuff properly. Yeah, I'd love to check out a new steel. You know, I'd love to check some Magnamax out, but you know, currently I'm saving up for Blade Show, so that's where the money is going. Yeah, there's another new Super Steel every 3 minutes. No, I walked into a strip club once and found it depressing and never went back. I just walked in and I'm like, why am I even here? Okay, bye. And a buddy of mine didn't have his ID with him either, so we couldn't get in. Like, I made it inside the door and I looked around. I'm like, why am I here? And then my buddy didn't have his ID on him, so we had to leave anyways. But it was just like, buh, no thanks. Yeah, like I'd love to chase super steels and I'd love to chase down a lot of premium knives to go in the mix with the budget knives, but you know that's not where we are right now. And I know a lot of the channels that are but you know, I know a lot of other channels that are constantly checking out the premium knives are being sent those premium knives to check out and not paying for them out of pocket. And unfortunately, with me paying for everything out of pocket, we're living and dying in the budget zone. But I can get why people go to strip clubs. There's a combination of attention and, of course, seeing naked ladies and sex sells and walking out of there with a raging heart on that you got to take care of yourself when you go home, when you get home. Like all that kind of adds up to. I can see why people find that to be a good time. But yeah, it ain't for me. That's just like drinking at bars was never for me. Oh, I'll tell you what. In two different trailer parks at two different times, I met these chicks, and both of them were named Angel, and both of them had to tell me that their moms were strippers. Like that somehow made a difference in my life. So if I had a nickel for every time it happened, I would have two nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Husky Gaming, what's up, man? Thank you for the mic drop. I appreciate it. All right. Let's get back on it. How you doing, Husky Gaming? We have got the Tenable Knives Raven, the Tenable Raven. Yeah, it's been going for 3 hours now. I miss having teeth. I miss having all my teeth. Evil Twin, man, you better run over there. Yeah, I've got 9 of my teeth left, and that's it. They gone. Yeah, and the teeth I got left aren't in great shape anymore, so I'm probably going to lose them too eventually. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I was supposed to get a hybrid denture, which replaces your teeth with a whole denture, a whole system that bolts to the top of your mouth. And I was getting help with that, and then my help was no longer able to help. So I'm still like 15-20,000 away from having that hybrid denture installed, and I ain't got the money for that. Yeah, this edge is definitely on death's door. Yeah, I'd say we're toast on this edge. No, it's not bad. It's 14C28N, so that's kind of what I expected. Hey, we're already at 17 degrees per side. How much are you planning on spending on the bug out in MagnaCut? Because that sounds expensive. Okay, 200 bucks could be a lot worse, but still. Yeah, listen, I mean, it could be a lot worse. I expected that to be pushing 300 bucks, just Benchmade and MagnaCut at the same time. Especially considering you can get MagnaCut for about 100 bucks on the Deca and the Ontario Rat 1.5. We still have yet to test S30V. Yeah, old doesn't mean bad. And of course, we're getting no burr. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Tons of other steels have come out since, and we all know just because it's an old steel doesn't mean it's a bad steel. I'm pretty sure I've apexed. I have to have apexed by now. No, the Bug Out and S30V should be $100 knife tops. Yeah, like I said, you can buy MagnaCut for under $100. John's Life, what's up? How you doing, man? Yeah, Os 8 definitely gets a lot of love. Os 8 is a perfectly good steel. What was I going to say? 1095, I would love to find a folding knife in 1095 to test out, like we did the Condor Knives Krakatoa, and that sucked. I think they did a bad heat treatment. No burr. I hate when it doesn't give me a burr. Yeah, I've got wax for steels that are prone to rusting. Well, here's hoping we properly apex. I tell you guys what I'm not looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to having to do this with the Miguron Karoq. Okay. Did we sharp? Apparently we got a dull spot. Maybe I didn't get the burr off. I prefer running my diamond stones dry. I don't know. I've been running them things dry forever now, and they haven't given me the first bit of trouble. You know, the only problem is, well, I take that back. The only trouble is the 200 grit stone kind of wiped itself out quickly, which has been the same thing for both of my work sharps. I don't know. I've seen guys run their diamond stones dry plenty. Yeah, fortunately, I've got something to clean the grit out with. So, like I said, I'm not that worried about it. But, like, even Outdoors 55 and Neebs, I've seen them with their stones dry, and they don't have any problems. But, you know, everybody's got their own thing they do. And I'd like to keep my table and everything else that I'm working with dry. Because I don't need this stuff getting wet. That's the other problem. Like, I don't need this stuff getting wet. Let's see what we sharpened her up to. $439. What the shit? You know what? I don't have the patience. All right, I've got a distinct burr. I know I have a burr now. All right. Hopefully this thing actually sharpened. That feels a lot better. Now that I've been freehand sharpening, I don't have the patience for the precision adjust anymore. Woo! 129, boys. That is a good sharpen. That is a good edge. I am happy with that. That was easy. All right, back to the edge sharpness tester. Let's see where we're at now. All right, so we suffered a 244-point loss. Which seems to be about normal. All right. I'm liking the Sharp Ball quite a bit, especially now that I'm getting better at sharpening and I've got other grits to go with it. Good deal, John's Life. Good deal, man. Now that I've got other grits to go with it, I'm definitely really enjoying it. Like you notice, I'm not using the precision adjust. Yeah, there's a reason I'm investing so much time and energy into sharpening freehand, is so that I can learn and get to where I can get better edges than I was getting off of the precision adjust. Now let's go up to 2500 grit. Nice. Now we're on to 5000 grit. God, thank you, Aiden. So 5,000 is as high as it goes right now, which I don't think I need to go higher than 5,000 for any reason whatsoever. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm still practicing and learning it freehand, but I'm getting better. So this is 9 micron stropping pound. It has no problem breaking a burr off in a hurry. Yeah, I was using that. I was using the buffing compound before I switched to diamond paste. And now I have diamond emulsion that I can spray on these things, which I'm going to have to buy more of that soon. Did she sharp? Oh, yeah. Why you do that? $138. Let's try this again. Yeah, 138's a little bit higher than I was hoping for, given we got 129 earlier. So we're going to see if I can't position myself a little bit better on this. Ow. Yeah, we're around 138. Let's try a little bit more love with the strops. right, let's try that one more again. We got some fresh stropping compound on there. Yeah, it didn't make a difference. Apparently that's as sharp as it wants to get. All right, we're going to give it about 10 minutes here for this stuff to let my hand rest. I'm going to go wash my hands. All right, I have come back. Yeah, I haven't gotten stitches for anything yet, but there's a couple times where I needed them. Oh, man. I tell you, this stream has been absolutely fucking tiny. Well, I'll tell you what. I think I'm going to pause the stream here, and I'll come back later this afternoon. Maybe coming back later this afternoon, we'll have some more people in here. And then when Child, I guess, is here, they can be working on their thing while I'm working on this. All right. Well, have a good one, and I will hopefully see you later this afternoon in a couple hours here. All right, I'm out.